Hello, Gemini. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Happy November to you, Gemini. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Gemini, we're here to do a reading for the week ahead. You know that if you've been here before. If you're my ride or die, Gemini, thanks for showing back up again. And thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for your views and your shares. I appreciate you. If you are somebody who's brand new here, I'm always reading for the week ahead. So if that's what you're into, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a general reading, and so it could resonate at any time. But, you know, my intention is for the week ahead. But listen, not everybody's at the same place at the same time in their life, so it doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to resonate at this time for you. It could be in the future. I am at the end of this video. I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended if you're interested in that. And if you're interested in private reads, I'll talk about that at the end of this video. Gemini, you're one of my favorite signs. Have I ever told you that? God, I get on great with the Gemini. I really love Gemini energy. So smart. You always teach me something, y'all. Especially, oh, and that Gemini rising, like the witty banter, I cannot. I'm a Sagittarius rising. I just love the witty banter from a Gemini, and I just love your deadpan face as you tell your little serious but funny jokes, because, yeah, I'm the person who's sitting next to you at the funeral trying not to laugh. Yep. All right, Gemini, let's find out what's going on. We're doing a 9-card draw. Let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini, please. Tell me about Gemini. What's going on for Gemini in the week ahead? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the Page of Cups. Oh, Gemini, I think that you're going to be surprised by something here. It feels like it is good news. We've got the Five of Swords, but it also feels like something... You know what it is? It feels like you're like, I'm done with that shit. I'm just so over it. I'm done with it. I'm just going to disconnect from it. I'm going to walk away, and it is what it is. I don't really care what happens. I think you're going to be surprised at something that is going to turn up as working out as good news or better than you thought it would. But I feel like it's something that maybe you had been paying too much attention to or fighting for a long time here. We've got the Page of Wands. It is exciting. There's some exciting good news coming. And I think you have, with the Five of Swords, that you were fighting for something, wouldn't let go of it. Whether it's a thought process, it's like, no, I'm right. I know that I'm right. I've gone over all the details. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Like, it feels like something that we couldn't agree on. But it does feel like you're going to be pleasantly surprised at something that is going to excite you and possibly surprise you, that's coming from this Five of Swords here that you thought would never resolve itself. Because the Five of Swords can be about holding a bit of a grudge. It can be also about having fundamental differences. And look, I'm never going to agree to that. I feel like you might be pleasantly surprised about something. We've got the Ace of Wands. It feels like we have a... I'm thinking of the words, but I don't really want to say it because I don't think... What I'm thinking of is like somebody breaks. And I don't think somebody's breaking, understand? If I'm talking to the cross-watcher, I don't think that you give in. But I feel like somebody comes to this realization that I don't want to be in the Five of Swords. I want to be in the Ace of Wands. I want to have a new beginning. I want this to be a place of excitement, surprise, fun. It feels like somebody here is deciding that the Ace of Wands is an easier, better, and more fun place to be than the Five of Swords. So I want to say that somebody here is about to give reciprocal energy. Now, I think that it might be, this Six of Pentacles tells me that we are coming together and we're going to be able to agree to disagree. Look, if we're going to be friends and if we're going to be hanging out with each other, let's just not approach the topic that brings us to this place. Let's not talk about politics. Let's not talk about abortion. Let's not talk about, our political views. Let's just not talk about those things, because there's so many other things that we have in common that the Ace of Wands is here. We can have a new beginning, have fun, be excited. We can create a new reciprocal energy out of things that are very grounded and solid, and you give to me, I give to you. I feel like somebody here is going to come to you and say, you know what, can we just call truce? Because I really like you. And I don't want to be in this space where there's angst. Yeah, I don't want to be in this space where there's angst with you or arguments or fights going on. I really feel like something that has been weighing heavy on you or bothering you is about to come to a place of happiness or excitement or togetherness, or somebody's going to call you over. Look, can you just come to my place for a cup of coffee? Let's just talk this out. I feel like it could be a group of people, for sure. It could be some sort of a social group of people. And it feels like you feel like you had to tippy-toe around those people. I feel like somebody here is going to come to you and say, look, we just want to have fun. Let's just not approach the topics that we don't agree on. It's okay for us to agree to disagree. We don't have to have the same political views. We don't have to have the same views on these things. It feels like somebody here is going to surprise you, because I feel like we're probably talking about another person who is also very stuck in their ways, right? We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. And I think that this person, although they're not telling you that you're right, I think that they're saying, look, can we just not talk about the Five of Swords? Can we just stop arguing about the things that are trivial? And can we just sort of celebrate and have fun when we get together in a group of people? Let's just work on finding exciting, fun ways to give each other reciprocal energy and to be joyous when we're around each other. I think that this was sort of weighing heavy on you a little bit, because I know Gemini energy, and Gemini is not going to budge. Like, people always say that Taurus is the one that is so stubborn. Look, hold my beer, give it to a Gemini, because Gemini does never ever change their thought patterns. And I mean, if they do, it's because they got water in the moon and the rising. But it feels like somebody here wasn't willing to change their mind. I think it was you, and I feel like somebody here that you're dealing with is probably the Queen of Cups. Somebody who's fluid, who's flowing, who's kind, who's compassionate, who's loving. Someone who really loves you. Someone who, and it doesn't have to be romantic love, understand. It could be platonic love, and it could be a member of the family. It could be a friend. It feels like this person really has a depth of respect, or they feel very connected to you. And this person is somebody who I feel wants to be in it with you for the long haul. What they want to offer you is stability. They want to try and maneuver around the obstacles. And it's not to say that you two have to agree on it. But I feel like the King of Pentacles is somebody who is willing to put their stubborn ideas aside. And so, we've got Gemini, and we've got maybe a Taurus, possibly a Taurus, a Virgo, Capricorn. It does feel like it's earth energy, like immovable energy, but we also see that somebody here is looking directly at the obstacle, and I've got to get around that obstacle somehow, and I still want to do it keeping my groundedness intact, keeping my material wealth intact, keeping my dependability. I'm loyal. I'm your good friend. Somebody here is like, let's just not approach the obstacles. Let's get around them. It feels like somebody here is going to pleasantly surprise you, and they might even throw like a surprise party or something. The Page of Wands and the Three of Cups is here. That maybe they have like this surprise get together at their home, and maybe you thought because the last time you spoke with them when you were in the Five of Swords that there's just no way that I'm going to be able to be in this group of people again. I can't go around there anymore if we're just going to argue. I feel like there's somebody here who is going to create, with the Magician, create an environment that is happy and light and flowing and fluid and exciting and fun. I feel like this person is really excited to create this environment, and they really, you know what this tells me here, Gemini? Somebody really values you. Somebody here really values you. They're a very loyal person in your life. They could be a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, but it could be a friend. It feels like somebody here is a very loyal person to their friends, and they don't really care if you two have opposite views. They just want to be in your energy. And I don't blame them, honestly. I do feel like this person is somebody who has a lot of, like you, has a lot of resources, has a lot of skills, because I feel like the King of Pentacles being here with the Magician tells me that this person is really good at throwing up the illusion of it's all good. Like it's all good. Let's just avoid that thing and we won't talk about it, and then we can continue to be loyal friends. I'm going to put down 2 cards here. We're going to find out what's going on under the surface. Look, it looks like somebody's having a get-together at their home. So I think that if you've heard that there is going to be a get-together at this friend's home and you've already been on the outs with them, you've argued, maybe it's a member of the family, I feel like you don't have anything to worry about, because I feel like this person, ultimately what they want is they want celebration and stability when they have their celebrations, and they see you as a valuable part of that group. This person here is just going to have an honest conversation with you, so don't be surprised if this person does call you, communicate with you, or maybe pull you aside as they invite you to their place and say, look, I didn't mean for things to go off like this. I don't want to talk about these things anymore. I just want to move forward, right? 5 of Swords, 1 in the hand of the Queen is 6. And I just want things to come to a place of harmony. This is Libra energy. I want to be honest and truthful with each other, but we don't have to approach the topics that that draw a wedge between us. God, if that was just how the world would work, right? We could just get along. Gosh. What a dream that would be. Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Cups. I feel like it's going to take you a little bit of adjustment. I'm just going to say, because I think you're already mourning this relationship, this friendship. It feels like you're already mourning it with the 5 of Cups. It feels like you already have regrets about what was said. I don't think that you have regrets about what you said, but how it came out, or the kerfuffle that it began. Like it started something that you feel like you can't come back from, but I feel like the other person's already over it and they've already moved on from it. I feel like the 6 Swords tells me that this is somebody who is really good at creating happiness, togetherness, bringing people together. This is somebody who really does like you and doesn't really care what your views are. Let's clarify just a little bit. And let's find out what else is going on. Tell me more about this. So I feel like you're going to be surprised, because I think that you think this friendship is over for whatever reason, or the family's never going to invite you back. It feels like there's a new beginning here with the Ace of Wands that is exciting, but I feel like the Page of Wands tells me that you're going to get a call or communication. It's going to be good news, Page of Cups, but it's also going to surprise you, because the 5 of Swords is what is present right here. And so it feels like it's a chance to have a new beginning where we can just give each other reciprocal energy, and we can just be in a group of people, and I still want to include you. Tell me about the 5 of Swords. Tell me what the fundamental differences are. Tell me what this is. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. It could be about money, how we make money. It could be how maybe somebody doesn't agree with how you make your stability. I've seen that before, where people are like, well, you make your money selling alcohol. Well, I have alcoholics in my family. How dare you? Like, it feels like that. It feels like how you make your money, or possibly that you're just super confident about the way that you express yourself. And look, I've never met a Gemini who blows it out their ass. Gemini has all the details. Gemini has thought about it from every possible angle. And so I feel like they don't like how confident you are with the information you deliver. And I think that they feel like you deliver it in a harsh way, like, look, if you don't like it, you better turn around and walk away. And you just might deliver it that way. But I feel like it has something to do with the 9 of Pentacles, that you don't really care if you end up alone. You don't really care if people don't agree with you, that there is a point to be made, and you're going to make that point. We have the 8 of Wands energy, and we have the Queen of Wands energy. So look, I don't think it's that you said it. I think it's the delivery. It feels like it's the style of delivery, because the Queen of Wands with the 8 of Wands tells me that somebody here is lashing out, or somebody here gets really fired up and starts to just speak over the other person, or speak really quickly. It feels like because you do have all the details and you've looked over it and read about it and studied it, and you know the answer, that somebody else doesn't like to feel that you're talking over them, or that you're lashing out at them, or snapping words at them. I feel like it's not that you said it. I feel like it's how you said it. I feel though that somebody else is going to surprise you here with a kind phone call, and they're going to say, look, you know what, that last conversation we had wasn't the best, but let's start brand new with the Ace of Wands here. I have an exciting opportunity for you to come in and us to get back into our reciprocal energy here. The 3 of Cups is here with the Ace of Wands. I feel like somebody might be throwing a party in their home, or having some sort of a cookout or get together, and I really want you to be there because I respect you, because I'm a loyal friend. What's this here? We've got the Hierophant. We've got the Fool. Yeah, let's start again. That's what it is. Let's start again. Look, I probably dug my heels in a little bit too quickly. I think that this person that you're dealing with is probably a fixed sign. It could be likely a Taurus. The Hierophant is here and the Fool is here as well. So maybe somebody is going to say to you, look, I know I can be kind of stuck in my own ways. The Eight of Cups is here, and maybe I detached from you too quickly without giving you the chance to educate me on something. But I don't think I want to approach that anymore, because I have a definite path. I have a definite opinion about that thing. We could have been talking about religion. The Hierophant is here. We could have been talking about spirituality. Look, I don't think I've ever met a Gemini who was sort of on the border of spirituality and religion. It feels like it tipped over into one side too much. Maybe someone felt the other one was fanatical because the Fool is here. And the Eight of Cups tells me that I think that you are probably the one that detached and says, look, you know what, you're just being an idiot. You're not thinking it through. I do have all the information. I can show you, can look it up on my phone and give you the information right here. It feels like it was possibly a delivery issue rather than the information that we were talking about. Tell me why the Three of Cups is here. We have the Seven of Cups. Yeah, it got to be very overwhelming emotionally here. Three of Cups is on the Three of Cups, though. I'm just going to say the Six of Cups, 3 and 3, Six of Cups. Like, first of all, whenever I say the Three of Cups show up on the Three of Cups or any card that is duplicated upon itself, it's like, look, it is what it is, right? This is the universe saying, I said what I said. There's a way to come back from this with the Queen of Pentacles. There's a way to get a solid, grounded, practical look again at going over the details of something here. Is okay. We can do it again. It feels like there is a way to come back from this, but it feels like the Six of Cups tells me that you two have been friends for a very long time, or maybe this is a family member or someone who feels like a family member. But the Seven of Cups tells me that emotions got overwhelming. So somebody here is trying to ground the situation. That's why they feel like they are an earth sign to me, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. They're trying to negotiate. The Queen of Swords is a really good negotiator, and although they're very honest and truthful, they're going to bring the facts that you can't deny, but they're going to do it in a very grounded and solid way and try and create balance between us here. They're gonna deliver whatever they have to say in a kind, compassionate, loving way, because they see value. They see emotional, loving, logical, practical value in the relationship that you have with them. It feels like somebody here could have disagreed with someone else's parent. Like maybe this is, you've been invited over to someone's place and their parents were there, and maybe you disagreed with the parents. Like it feels like with the Queen and the King here, it feels like these are like mom and dad, possibly. It could be that. It feels like there is something that we disagreed on, and possibly it's this person now wants to heal it. Yeah, that's what it looks like here. So the Tower is here. I feel like whoever the Queen of Cups is, wants to heal this thing and wants to begin again. So the Tower is here. Everything shifts into this High Priestess energy where there's complete and total silence, but it's because everybody's gone to their corners and we're trying to think about how we're going to fix this. I feel like the one who is the most intuitive one is the one who comes to you and says, look, my mom just wants me to say she really loves you, really enjoys you. Or my dad, he really enjoys your presence, and they just want to know that they value when you come around, and they don't want you to disclude yourself here. What they want is reciprocal energy. And let's just speak in honest terms here. We do have the Hanged Man. I think you're going to go into a pause, and I feel like you're going to get perspective about whether you want to sacrifice these friendships or not. It's going to totally be up to you, but I feel like you have been feeling bad about however it transpired and whatever it was that did transpire. The Five of Pentacles, you're feeling left out. You're like, I'm never going to be invited back there again. That was my soul tribe, or that was my family, or this was my one chance to have people around me. I feel like you are going to have the courage to go back, though. The Strength card is here. I feel like you're going to face your fears and have the courage to go back. It does feel like it could be a family thing because the Ten of Cups is here. And so I feel like you are going to probably go back because you're brave like that. We're going to go into the extended. If you'd like to come into the extended, if this is something, this seems very personal, by the way. This seems like a personal reading for somebody. I'm not reading for the whole collective for this one. It seems very personal. But we're going to talk about how you can work this out. How can we speak diplomatically so we can get back together in this celebratory, stable energy and have fun together as a group again? And I feel like you're going to be quite surprised when you get the phone call from this person who you think is stuck in their ways, and they're going to say, no, more than being stuck in my ways, I just want to negotiate something with you because I am somebody who values the truth. And so even though I know that maybe what you were telling my parents was the truth, that they weren't receptive to it, I just want to know that maybe if we can stay away from that topic, that possibly we can get together and just make a little bit of magic, right? We can create a new kind of togetherness if we can. I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to go to the extended, please look in the pinned comment. There you will find a link to the membership area where you'll get minimum of 4 per month of the extendeds, or you can purchase this outright if this interests you. If you're interested in a private read, thank you so much for those of you who did participate in the 2-week 10% off of the pre-recorded readings. That is over now. It ended on the 31st at midnight, but I'm still offering those readings, of course, just not at a discounted price, but I do have a discounted price on the live readings. So if you're interested in that, if you want to speak to me live or through video, we can do that. You just need to book in advance and you will get a discount. I'm going to go for now. I'm going to go into the extended. If I see you there, that's great. And if I don't, if this is where we part, it's cool. I'll be back though, because I'm always back. Take care, Gemini. Bye-bye.